Thursday morning, and we've got a very fast flowing river wharf in Otley after the free coffees at Waitrose. I'll go and have a look, see if there's any logs moved and all that. The weir. Wow, look at all the debris there that's built up. It's like accumulating fast, look, things. Thursday morning, 28th of December 2023. Heavy rain yesterday. High flow, been high flow for the last 2 months basically down here on the river wharf in Otley. But another high flow event on the weir. Now a couple of big logs, big tree trunks have been washed down to there. They've been washed away now. But these massive ones here are still stuck, even with this high flow. They're so big. The ones that were down there, they've gone. They've flushed away downstream. So this indicates the level it's at, which is higher than most times they come here. It's above this platform, the water level, and it's drowning out at the bottom of the turbine, the sort of, you know, these coils, these turbine things here. And so, yeah, you can see the damage from previous events on the corner of there, big logs and that coming down, hitting it, and how the logs are piling up on that corner. So they need to do something maybe to protect that platform by putting something to deflect the damage on the corner. But yeah, so the flow is higher than the platform down there, which is unusual, and all these other things are drowned out down the side of the channel. It's racing along. You can see a lot of debris floating by. We've seen loads of logs and things coming along. And yeah, that's like flooded in there, isn't it? You never see water in there normally. And you can see how down there with the trees, branches in the water, that's how the logs and things get snapped off, and with the wind and everything as well. It sort of snaps them off and then away they go. This is the guy that they do from the restaurant into the storage area. They transport things. They've got this like ground floor of this thing where they store everything for the restaurant. So there's been a couple of delivery lorries coming, and then there you go, look, they're like moving stuff. Look there. So the noise of the weir as well, it's dramatic. Yeah, I mean the water level is quite close to the top of this platform as well, isn't it? So in fact, just a little bit more there and it'll be coming out of that platform, but they've got these gates on here to stop the water flooding out into this area. So this is basically the protection. These flood defences, panels there, and then they've got like panelling along here to stop it coming over. But basically there's cameras on it, yeah, there's cameras on it. Yes, so a letter had come in the post today for Stephanie. Let's have a look at it. What does it say? Turn it around, let's have a look what the letter said. To Stephanie, thank you for excellent effort and a fantastic first term of Year 7 Maths. You're an absolute star. Happy holiday. I look forward to seeing you in January, Mrs. Chatto. Wow, and that came in an envelope, didn't it? in the post box. Arrived today, which is Thursday, 28th. Wow, well done, Stephanie. Do you like maths? Yeah. Do you like Mrs. Chatto?
I also got...
You also got what? What's these?
This for excellent maths work.
An award for excellent maths work. Eee. Wow. Well done. And what's the other one? What's this award?
For...
Stephanie, for outstanding scores in vocab tests. So is this for French?
Yeah.
Well, look at that. Didn't know about that. Eee, you got all them certificates and that. Well done. You're doing well, aren't you? Yeah. Do you like French as well? Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. Just going through some bits and bobs. Now, these stamps here, the Wiley Definitive Collection, I think looks like, 50th anniversary of the Queen's accession to the throne and what have you. So these were produced in 2002. It's like a little set. They were printed by Thomas de la Rue in 2002, which is quite interesting. But when you look at the value of this, if you were to buy these, you might get £3. I've looked on eBay, they sell for like £3.60 or something like that. Well, if you actually just use the stamps, you've got a first class, a second class, one there for 33 pence, 37 pence, 50p, 5p, 2p, 1p, and that one I think is 47 pence there. Well, I mean, you might as well just use each stamp to post, because it's like worth about the same or worth more individual stamps posting them than it is to somebody to buy that little collection. Anyway, I don't know. So that's that one. Also have this sort of section of franked Polish stamps, and they are between 1938 and 1943. They're all franked and used, and this sort of bird symbol here, you can't see the whole of it, you can see a bit of it on that stamp there. That's the sort of national emblem for Poland. You can see a little bit there. So there's a lot of them, just the sort of the emblem, but there's a few buildings and features. There's one at the end there which does look like a bit of a war thing going on, but most of the rest are sort of not representing the war or anything. They're just the Polish sort of people and symbols and things. But I've looked and, a set of stamps like that's it's not worth that much, really. You might get a couple of quid for it, not worth that much. These ones is quite interesting. These again are Polish. Now what these are two stamps depicting Poland buildings destroyed through the war. So destruction of Poland. So like damaged, all damaged in that. Now those were actually produced with the Polish army in exile. And I think they were drawn by a couple of English stamp drawers. With the Polish army in exile in England. They're worth about £1.30 each, those two. So you could get, £2 to £3 for that. You could see it's like franked 1943 with a warship symbol on and all that. On the franking of them. So they're used. So that's just like cut off a letter. So that's quite interesting. There's another set here, the individual stamps. Some are franked and some are not used. Now these look a bit more modern. Butterflies and things like that. Let's see, what's the date on one of these? What's that, 3rd? Have a look, 3rd of the... That's what it says. It's a bit dark, the year. This is a year on some of these ones. But anyway, these are like a sort of all different types. They're mainly franked. I think they're nearly all franked, yeah. 2010 maybe, is that? Oh. So I don't know. That's sort of, anyway, there's just a set of a mixture of different things. And again, I don't, unless it's a specialist stamp with like an error on it or something, they're not worth that much. Like, yeah. That's like an older one. That's an original one, look there, that's the symbol. That's an old one. That's sort of like one of these in that collection from 1930s basically, that one. So there's a mixture here, but a lot of these are newer. So I think it's a real mixture. I mean, that one there, I can see a date of 1988 on the franking thing on that one. But these ones are definitely older ones there, from the 1930s and things like that. So there's a mixture, you know, Olympics and different, you know, different ages here. So it's just an eclectic mixture. But again, I don't think they're worth that much. You have to be a specialist to sort of know whether there's a unique one that's worth anything. Whether, you know, like sometimes like it was misprinted, or it's sometimes worth more, or whether they've had to like go over the price because the price changed and they've like have the old stamp and they put a new number on and things. There's like things like that which make them worth a bit more. But otherwise, I think it's not, you know, there's not much value in them.